Alright friends, welcome to the Monday Mine, and it is December already. December! I can't believe it. We are down in our mine shaft, which has turned into a cat mine shaft for some reason. I don't know why. I've just started breeding up all these cats, and there's just cats everywhere, because I like cats, and I want cats in my mind. Is that weird? That's probably weird. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get mining here. If you're new to this channel and you're not sure what the Monday Mine is where we just spend a few moments every week just talking about something important in life and talking about life lessons and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and pop this night vision potion so we don't have to worry about torches and things like that, and we can just mine in peace. And I'm going to stay looking for iron right now, because it's the thing that I'm needing the most on the SMP. We are on the Epoch SMP, and that's where we do our Monday Mine, at least for right now. So, guys, it is the holiday season. Christmas lights are out, people are decorating. I've got some Star Wars inflatables in front of my house, and I kid you not, a family parked in front of my house today, got out, and we heard them. We look outside, and they're outside taking pictures with the I have a baby Yoda, and I have like an R2-D2 and a C-3PO kind of inflatable thing. Or no, it's not C-3PO, it's BB-8. So yeah, I mean, it's Christmas time. People are out there doing their things. They're playing their Mariah Carey, they're putting up their lights, all that kind of stuff. And with that comes what I like to refer to as the holiday cheer. And so what the holiday cheer is, in my opinion, is when people start seeming to be a lot happier than they normally are, just because it's like Christmas time. Maybe it's because of the lights, maybe it's because of the shopping, maybe it's because of family stuff, I don't know, but it's just this weird phenomena that kind of happens around Christmas time where people start getting way more cheery than they normally seem to be. And so what we're going to talk about today, though, is kind of the opposite of that. Is, okay, it's holiday time, what if you're not feeling the holiday cheer? For years, I personally despised Christmas, like literally despised it, because I feel like out of all the holidays we celebrate in the US, it's kind of one of the worsts in the sense of like what surrounds it. So taking away any of its origins or anything like that, just the sheer like we need to get a bunch of gifts and people spend a lot of money and it's very monetary driven and things like that. And yeah, to me, Christmas just kind of pales in comparison to things like Halloween and some of the other holidays we have here, like Thanksgiving and stuff like that. There's a lot of stress around Christmas. Like, there's a lot of decorating that we do around here. There's a lot of, prep involved in things like that. There's big, huge Christmas dinners and family events and parties and things at work. Like, even right now, even at my job, they're starting like the Secret Santa kind of thing, which for some reason is being called like the Secret Snowflake or something this year, which I've never heard in my life before. But yeah, it's just all kinds of like parties and all these things. And for a lot of people, myself included, for many, many years, it's not a very cheery time. Actually, it's kind of like a very frustrating time. And also, it kind of can point out that you're not feeling as happy as a lot of other people. It happens during the winter time when a lot of people begin to just feel not as good anyways when they struggle with depression. People who do struggle with that, typically the winter times become a much more difficult time for them. And so this becomes this weird, extra layer of, well, what's wrong with me? Why do I not feel as happy and joyful as everyone else? And I want to tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with you. Lots of people feel that way. And maybe you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, PJ, I love Christmas and I'm feeling the Christmas joy. That's cool too, man. More power to you, more power to you. But for a lot of people, that's not the case. And for me, it wasn't the case for a long time. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how I kind of changed that and how I dealt with that. And so I have to be careful when I'm breaking out larger areas. It's super bright, but only because I have that night vision potion on, and if I start breaking this out, we're going to get mobs spawning in here and creepers blowing us up. And so, talking about the Christmas joy and things like that. So, for the people who don't kind of feel that Christmas joy, some other things that can happen too is, a lot of breakups happen around Christmas because people are thinking, why am I so unhappy? Everyone else seems so happy. They seem so joyful. Why am I not feeling that? And so they start looking at their relationships and going, well, maybe it's that. They start looking at their friendships and going, well, maybe it's that. Maybe I don't have good friends. Maybe, I need to change people in my lives and stuff like that. And a lot of that kind of costs people friendships and relationships and things like that as they're trying to figure out what is going on with them and why they're not feeling the way that everyone else around them seems to be feeling. The other thing to keep in mind too is that a lot of the so-called Christmas cheer is manufactured. Like, people are saying they're feeling extra cheery and you got the holiday spirit and things like that, but they're not actually feeling any different. They're just kind of saying that. And so some of that is just false. But some of that actually is real. But the point is that it's okay to not just be feeling super cheery the whole time. And so what's not okay though? So I want to make that clear. Like, it's totally cool to not feel the quote unquote Christmas cheer, to not be super pumped about the Christmas holiday, to not be, over the moon that you have to buy a bunch of gifts for people and, there's all this expectation with all these things going on all around you. But what's not okay is to take those feelings and isolate yourself with them. And so this was the mistake I would make. And so when I would become very, very unhappy around Christmas time and start just kind of feeling down and also kind of wondering well, why am I feeling this way? And everyone else just seems so uppity. And so what I would begin to do is just kind of stay away from people that were feeling that way. Well, they're feeling really happy and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of keep my distance from them, so to speak. And so what that does, though, is when we isolate ourselves, we begin to get more and more depressed, and we feel more and more alone, and begin to struggle more and more with depression if that's what's actually causing those kind of feelings. And so that is the mistake that a lot of people make over and over and over again. So you absolutely cannot do that during the Christmas season. You cannot isolate yourself. That is not the answer to anything. And I remember hitting this aqueduct last time. I'm not going to make the same mistake. What we're going to do is kind of backtrack here a little bit, go down 3, and then head back. All right. And so we cannot isolate when we feel that way. When we're not feeling the Christmas joy, and we know it's okay to not feel that, we can't just be like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit over here grumpy by myself while everyone else is having a good time. And so what should we do? Well, we shouldn't really change anything other than making sure that we're spending time with family and friends and talking and interacting with them, even though we may not be feeling the same way that they're feeling, or we may not be enjoying all the same things that they're enjoying. Does that mean we have to go to every single Christmas party? No. Should we go to some? Yes. Does that mean we have to go to every single family function that we get invited to? No. Should we go to some? Yes. Spend time with your friends and your family during the Christmas season. Because in spite of the holiday hoopla and all that stuff like that, the fact is when we're around friends and family and we get to share and we get to talk with one another, we feel better. We just feel better. It makes us better because we are built to need one another. We keep saying that over and over again, and I will keep saying that for all time on this channel because that's the truth. We are built to be relationship people. We need people in our lives. Okay, so we are going to not isolate. We're going to hang out with friends. We're going to hang out with family. We're going to talk with no expectations of us feeling any different about any of this stuff. We're just going to talk with our friends and family and things like that. And so what else can we do? Well, another thing we can do is not shut ourselves in the house. Be careful of this. If you're feeling down during the holiday seasons, besides isolating yourself alone, don't just spend your days locked in your house because it's cold outside and it gives you a nice excuse to not go out. Go out. You might be listening to this too and thinking like, well, I live in California because my best friend lives in California and it's not cold there. So maybe that doesn't relate to you. But you know what? It doesn't matter. If it does relate to you, don't lock yourself in the house. Get out, find things to do. Create a new hobby. Learn something new. Make goals for yourself. You know, one of the goals that I come back to again and again is reading. Oh man, I do love reading, and I also absolutely hate reading and find it unbearably boring sometimes. It's just so hard to quiet just the world around you to be able to just enjoy reading, at least for me sometimes. And so I come back to this goal all the time where I'm like, okay, I want to read more. I want to read more. And don't make the mistake that so many people make when they're like, you know what? I want to read more. I'm going to read for 2 hours a day. Nope. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. You're going to read maybe like 1 or 2 times for 2 hours, and then you're going to be done with that. You have to like set achievable goals so that you can celebrate the achievements when you reach them, which will motivate you to want to make the goal again. And so if you want to read more, make a goal to read 10 minutes a day. And read for 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. That's fine too. And then after you've reached that goal a few times, be like, man, I feel good. I'm making my goals. I've done it for a week. Awesome. I'm going to up it to 20 minutes. And then continue this on and on and on. And apply this to anything. Apply this to an instrument. Apply this to a life change. Maybe you're trying to quit a bad habit or something like that. Don't try to just exit things out of your life unless they're absolutely detrimental to you. Then yes, by all means, please take it out of your life immediately. But for the most part, you want to introduce and remove things in gradual steps in your life to set yourself up for success. And so as you're going through this holiday season, and maybe you're feeling like, you know what, I'm not feeling the Christmas joy, I'm not feeling what all these other people are, but I'm going to make it a point to reach out and talk to a friend and hang out with them once a week. I'm going to make it a point to call someone in my family and talk with them on the phone once a week. And then once you start doing that a little bit, maybe increase it. Maybe that's all you need. You know yourself better than I do. And so, but the whole point is that it's okay to not totally just be sold on the so-called Christmas spirits and things like that. I love Christmas now, but it took me a long time to get to that point. And the reason I love Christmas has nothing to do with just like buying gifts and getting gifts and holiday parties and work things and stuff like that. It just has to do with the fact that there's something new going on. And so that's what I've discovered for myself, is that I get excited because it's a new time. It's a new season. It's a new month. There's new things to look at outside. There's new things to look at in the stores. There's new things to look at online. There's new things to build in Minecraft that are seasonally related. I mean, all of these things. So to me, it just became, okay, it's just something new that changes up the day-to-day activities in life. And I learned to love that. And you can too. And so hopefully, this message is encouraging and you're having great experiences in life right now. But I always want to throw this out just when we talk about things that can get a little more serious like this. Seasonal depression is a real thing. And if you deal with depression, and I'm not talking like, hey, I don't love Christmas, it's not my favorite holiday. I mean like you're saying, PJ, I don't want to be around people because I'm sad, or I'm just really having a hard time with life and things like that. That's not like a normal seasonal thing that you can just kind of blow off. Get help. Talk to somebody. Talk to your friends. Talk to your families and say, hey, I'm going through something and I think it needs more than just a conversation. I think, I need some help. There's nothing wrong with that. I wish more and more people would talk about, just getting some professional help now and then when they're dealing with some depression. I myself have a very, very good life, a very, very good family, a very, very good job, but I went through a season of extreme depression and I had to get help for it. And it was the best thing ever. And it was super low key. It was super low key, guys. I went and talked to somebody a couple times, a week. Actually, I think it was like once a week, and then it turned into once every other. And it only lasted a few weeks. I think maybe like 2 months or something like that. And I felt so much better afterward. It was so good. I just needed someone to talk to, and talk to someone who could actually help me understand why I was feeling the way I was. And so that's part of the reason I started this channel too, was just, we need more positive things. One of the things I learned during that time in my life is that, man, there's a lot of negativity out there and it will affect you. As time goes on, it will affect you. And we have to be careful about that. But guys, that's another story for another time. And I appreciate you guys so much. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode of mining positivity. Bye, friends. All right, friends, welcome to the Monday Mine After Party, where we're gonna mine up all the iron that we just collected and see what we actually got. Though I laid it all out here, man, it was a lot. It was a lot. And our night vision potion's starting to wear off right now, but I want to see how much we actually get here, because I have a feeling it's going to be quite a bit. And I'm super pumped because, like I said, I need iron, which is why we did not go down to diamond level this week. We will be returning to diamond level next week for sure. But yeah, iron, I don't have an iron farm. I never have built an iron farm ever. Actually, can you believe that? Like all the stuff I've done in Minecraft, one thing I've never done is built an iron farm. I just have like weird feelings about like iron golems getting burnt up endlessly and like all that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, so I just like to mine for my iron, and not bad at all. That's kind of really close to what we got last week. And for like maybe 12, 13 minutes of mining, that's not bad. So guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Bye, friends.